What's up, everybody? So, the AOE Nerf has finally come, and I think it's safe to say it was a lot bigger of a nerf than a lot of people expected. And it definitely changed the way that you're able to play with these weapons, which I'm actually okay with. It basically makes it so you can't use the meta AOE weapons throughout the whole mission. You can use them at the start, and then you're gonna run out of ammo, and then you basically have to switch to your melee or your secondary weapon, kill stuff with those until you get enough ammo drops that then you can switch back to your AOE primary and rinse and repeat. I'm okay with the gameplay. I think it's kind of fun. What left a bad taste in my mouth, though, was how it kind of came out of nowhere. They overviewed the AOE nerf in the dev stream a week or two ago, and it kind of felt like, oh yeah, they're being transparent, giving us a good idea of what's going to happen. And most people, based off of the ammo drop nerf and the prime fulmination and prime firestorm nerfs, it just didn't look like it was going to be that big of a nerf, honestly. And a lot of people were saying that, it's not going to change much, and basically they're going to have to go with the second round of nerfs they're talking about, where they basically make it so like prime sure-footed doesn't work on AOE weapons, stuff like that. However, what they didn't mention in the dev stream was that they were going to basically completely gut the reserve magazine or the reserve ammunition on all the weapons, the same exact way that they did with the initial nerf of the Kuva Brahma. And so they failed to mention that, and that's kind of what made me want to make this video, was just kind of thinking about, like, what were they thinking? Like, why didn't they mention that? And I'm pretty sure it's because they knew that a lot of people would be very upset if they had mentioned, like, oh yeah, and we're gonna take the Kuvazar down to five ammo total. You start the mission off with, like, that would have been a complete firestorm if they had said that up front. Like, what? That's crazy. And in addition to that, removing the ammo reserve component of primary merciless, that was huge. That was a huge nerf, because honestly, even with all these numbers, let me scroll down and find the actual numbers. Even with all these crazy nerf numbers, like Kuvazar down to 5 from 15, if we still had the reserve, the ammo component of primary merciless, then I think it would still be fairly usable, possibly as a weapon you can use throughout the whole mission. But at just 5 ammo, it's not enough. And you can add an ammo drum, I suppose, but yeah, it's just kind of weird that they didn't mention by far the biggest part. Like, if you take all the AOE nerf stuff they talked about in the dev stream, all that stuff combined isn't as significant as the primary merciless nerf, I would say. Even I would say the primary merciless nerf actually has more of an impact on the usability of AOE weapons than all the ammo drop and all the prime fulmination and the AOE headshot stuff they talked about. So yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't mention it. It's either they didn't think it was important, and it was just kind of, oh yeah, we forgot to mention it, or they purposely didn't, because they didn't want everyone to get super upset. And I think it was more than likely the latter. So I'm a little disappointed in DE for that. If they hadn't said anything at all, and then this just dropped, uh, and killed a lot of the AOE weapons, okay, it sucks, but it didn't feel like they tricked us. The fact that they, like Pablo explained the changes they were making and gave it sort of a false sense of security, and then this drops and it has these massive nerfs that weren't even mentioned. Yeah, it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I do like Pablo a lot though. I enjoy watching him on the dev streams. Um, I think he's really smart. He has a good understanding of the game. Um, he does a good job kind of making the game balanced for a variety of players, not only the casuals or not only the hardcore players. And there's a lot of good changes. Like I think the holster speed change is super good, and I think the new gameplay where they're putting more of an emphasis on switching between primary and secondary. Like you have a primary weapon that almost functions like a rocket launcher, like a heavy weapon, and then you got to switch to your secondary while you gather more ammo for the primary. I think it's really fun. It's just the fact that they didn't mention it is kind of weird. But hey, whatever. I guess we gotta go with it. One thing I'm curious about, the 6% holster speed bonus. I'm wondering if that's a final modifier. I would guess it's just I would guess it's a base damage modifier, but I'm not sure. If it's a final modifier, though, that would be pretty cool. Also, the Sphere X body count, 45% fire rate for secondary weapons, that seems like it could be pretty good. Especially with some of the super powerful secondaries like the New Core and the Latum. That could be pretty good. Also, a big tactical pump increase. They're basically trying to close the gap because they took Firestorm Fulmination and brought it down to be closer, and then they also wanted to bring some of them up to be closer to the Prime mods. So that's where you're getting the tactical pumps and the Reach mod buff. Because previously Prime Reach was like 200% stronger than the regular Reach. And then the Void Fissures, that was a great change. Syndicate pledging. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in this patch, and I do think overall the AOE nerf is, I think it is good for the health of the game, and it makes it kind of more complex, less the flat, I'm just going to use the Tsar or the Brahma for the entire mission. Now you actually have to switch between other weapons, which I think it's a good thing. It's just a little disappointing that they kind of made it look like they were being transparent while withholding the biggest nerf of all, which is the ammo and the primary merciless. So yeah, just want to put that out there. Let me know what you guys think about the nerf, and yeah, I'll see you next time.